Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back.
We are indeed.
No, I am not fired. I am still here. Here
No.
it is. It's time for the next map.
Replacement HD was thrown in. No, I wouldn't have that happen. Liquid Sheth once again going up against Slayers MMA. The series is tied up. Crevasse is the map. Perfect map for the conclusion of this best of.
And if you guys want to see Liquid Sheth finish out this series, he just came back. It's currently 1-1. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, make some noise! And in the top right-hand corner, we have Slayers MMA! Man, the crowd is killing it today.
Yeah,
you guys are doing a great job
in the house tonight. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us here live in the theater. It's real cool to have a live audience, to be honest. I actually
This is
really
the first
enjoy
time, man. Okay, I love you guys on chat, I really do, but the live crowd is where it's at.
There it is. So, interesting pick here from MMA. Crevasse is a huge map. I think that would play into Sheth's style. Sheth, a great macro player, very accomplished macro player. So yeah, an interesting pick from MMA. I would have guessed something along the lines of maybe Zelnaga Fortress, something smaller.
Yeah, it is certainly a big map. They both spawn cross-spawn as well. Now let's check that gas here. In this version of the map, the gas, and it is a double gas, so we have full mineral patches, full gas. This is a version of the map where Zergs are actually pretty happy with. They can get that expansion on the inside, get the double gas going, and get a bunch of minerals as well.
Oh yeah, and I think we're gonna have a command center first here out of MMA. Pretty bold maneuver, but then again, on a map like this, I think that MMA probably has this build timed out very well.
Yeah.
You have more than enough time to get that command center up and an additional racks at the front, finish off that wall, and then take it from there.
Absolutely. MMA here is going to go ahead and just throw out a barracks or two, maybe finish it off with another supply depot. He's going to be just fine sitting on this quick command center. Now, Sheth did expand outside here. That's very interesting. Maybe he isn't aware that this map is the version with full Vespine geysers, full minerals. There really is no reason to expand on the outside of the map, and if he just wasn't aware, that's a bit of an unfortunate mishap.
Certainly a possibility that he wasn't aware. He might also be double expanding very early on. Then it would make a little bit of sense. He could start to get that creep going between the main and the third, which is probably more important. I don't know, though. That's a good point you make. If he doesn't drop another hatchery pretty soon here, I'm not going to say a questionable decision on his part because, you know, there are benefits to both. He's establishing himself a little bit more forward out in the field.
Gets a little bit more creep, absolutely.
And it's also such an essential position for you to hold as a Zerg player. If you make your first hatchery there, you can really establish yourself out there on the map, and then your third is just even that much more safe.
Yeah, you make a great point right there, Taylor. With the creep spread establishing itself on the outside of the map, it won't take as long to get the creep down to the middle. So certainly a point to be taken into consideration. I still definitely favor getting the hatchery on the inside first. It's just so much safer. You don't have to worry nearly as much about the two-base pressure that the Terran player inevitably comes with around the any time from the 10 to 12 minute mark, really.
Yeah, I agree. And also this high ground up above the third. He can get some tanks in there, get a good position, work his way into the third a little bit earlier on. And are we going to see another quick command center from MMA? A lot of times, players will get that early command center first. He gets the double mules going, and then you can even drop a third macro orbital CC within your main.
Yeah.
And there's the quick third hatch from Sheth.
Yeah, there is going to be a quick third hatch from Sheth right here. So for the first time here in this series, we're going to probably have a very long macro game with both players not opting to go with any sort of aggression whatsoever, save for the initial scouting Zergling here or there, a couple of Marines. Basically, both players are just going to establish themselves on 3 base. We might not even see anything happen until both of them start to approach their 4th base, which is in the center of the map.
That's very true. MMA adding a ton of Marines right now. He's actually going up to 5 racks. Good Lord. He's probably going to try and hit some sort of a timing push here. Just now starting to get gas off of those 2 refineries. So very delayed gas, quick 5 racks here from MMA. And he's going to pressure with an early timing with a ton of Marines. And You know, Sheth obviously hasn't been making too many units here. He's teching to layer as well. No Zerglings out on the field for him right now. One Zergling out on the field for him right now, and look how many Marines are headed his way.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty bad for him. That's quite a few Marines, and I don't think Sheth was really thinking that this was going to actually happen. Now, the Zergling on the right Zonaga Tower does see some of the Marines, but not all of them, and they're preparing to march their way towards that third expansion. 2 Spine Crawlers now on the way with 1 nearing completion. Sheth immediately starting to cycle some of his larvae into Zerglings. Is he going to have enough to deal with this? I do have to say, very good creep spread by him, and this is going to delay those Marines by just a little bit, which is going to help oh so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless MMA just decides to straight up attack his way in here, there isn't much out there on the field for Sheth right now. He needs to be very careful. This Spine Crawler could go down here. MMA microing very well. Gonna get that Spine Crawler. Yeah, he will get it.
There is not enough energy for Transfuse here. MMA is going to get that Spine Crawler most likely. Oh my god, it's 1 shot away from going down, and the Lings joining the fray at the very last second. It looks like Sheth is going to be able to hold on. He loses one of his queens, but he is going to quickly dispatch of the rest of these Marines. But MMA with some very good micro there, man.
Beautiful hold from Sheth right there. I thought he was toast. 14 HP on that Spine Crawler, bought enough time for the second Spine Crawler to get up, and now he's safe to any kind of early pressure. And to expand on that, MMA didn't have any add-ons on his Raxes that whole time. He was just producing Marines the entire time. So Stim, Combat Shield, any sort of a +1, any other upgrades he had his heart set on are going to be delayed by quite a bit here for MMA.
Yeah, he really committed himself to that kind of 5 barracks play without gas, without any upgrades. However, since he has been quadruple mining gas very efficiently right now, he is adding on the starport at the factory pretty quickly. He's getting both the stim pack and the combat shields and the +1 armor and the +1 weapons attack as well. So he's going to have all these upgrades for his Marines in the next couple of minutes, and then he'll be geared up to move with another attack, and not to mention he's going to have medevac support as well.
Yeah, he also has this 3rd macro orbital CC in his main, just continuing to mule up. He could even use that to add a few SCVs if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be able to take his 3rd for a little bit here. He really needs to get some siege tanks. And MMA might just be going with an all-bio style. No siege tanks. We have no tech lab on the factory. We've yet to see any signal that he's even going to head down that path. And he's adding 2 additional Raxes here. Moving up to 6 racks and building a ton of medevacs out of that starport, so he might just be going pure bio.
Interesting. No factory support, no tanks whatsoever.
I haven't seen this style in a while.
Yeah, and I would imagine this style, I've never actually played against it all on. I would imagine just straight up Bling would be able to handle it pretty well, because then you don't have to worry about the tank support at all. And now MMA, yeah, he's gearing up for his 4th expansion, but it looks like he may also make a push timing with this, with his M&M. And right now, Sheth with quite a few Lings in the middle of the map, but not making any mutas. Sheth, I don't think, made a single mutalist. Oh, there are 2 on the field, but he really didn't make as many as what you might expect once that Spire finished. So I actually really like that. There aren't any tanks on the field for those mutas to really hit or kill off, so he can just use pure up Ling and Bling versus the Marine Marauder Ball.
Yeah, very true. Those 2 mutas going to head in to do some fearsome harassment here at the natural. MMA beware. There are 2 mutas in your base right now, and they might actually kill a few SCVs, which is just a little bit frustrating. You might actually lose. Oh,
loses one of his mutalisks.
Chef's poor mutalist gets taken out, and MMA now adding turrets, and he's also decided that tanks might be a worthwhile investment.
Yeah.
Siege mode and tanks now on the way, but look how many Raxes he's working off of right now. 6, 7 Raxes. He has taken his 3rd as well, and he might be trying to do some pressure here at the 3rd, but I don't think he has enough. I don't think he wants to engage that army.
Yeah, that army is looking quite big from Sheth there. Sheth is showcasing a very good macro at this point. I also think that maybe MMA decided to go with those tanks in the siege mode on response to seeing just 2 mutalisks. And he probably told himself, you know what, if there's only 2 meters on the map, my tanks are much less vulnerable, my mech is much less vulnerable to any type of air, so I'm just going to go ahead and get those siege tanks out. Not to mention they're just great support, great backbone for your bio ball.
Yeah, generally, you know, siege tanks are the entire backbone of the Terran army, but
oh, 2 mutalisks going down right there.
Yeah, Sheth just not paying attention for a second right there, but Sheth going around here for the full flank.
Oh my goodness,
he has MMA trapped. MMA has nowhere to go. He is going to have to fight out of this. And is he going to be able to take out all these banelings? I don't know. It's going to be close.
Great marine spread by MMA. Look at those marines spreading out, just minimizing the damage, but it looks like there's just too many lings and blings. And they are going to wipe out the marine ball, and that is why you don't move out without tank support.
And I think Sheth looking pretty good right now. He's going to make his way into the third. MMA does not have very much waiting for him. He's going to actually send all of his lings into the mineral line, try and take out a few SCVs, but doesn't get any MMA on top of things. Pulls back all of his SCVs, and he's just going to continue to re-macro, regroup here, but look how many banelings we have on the way for Sheth outside of the third right now.
That is quite a few banelings on the way right now, and you know, if Sheth wanted to, as I said before, he could definitely crash through that orbital command and do some damage. There's only 2 sea shanks he's got to worry about here. That is a significant bio ball, though. Going in here and engaging, the banelings not able to hit their mark, but hey, Sheth is prepared with the Mutaflock on the other side too, so this is the thing. He can pull the marines away and then fly in with the mutas and pick off the tanks if he wanted to. He certainly has a lot of opportunities here, and Sheth may be gearing up to make an attack happen.
Look at that. I don't even want to say baneling bomb. It's like a nuclear baneling bomb waiting for MMA in a pretty good position. So Sheth taking a little something out of Lucky's book.
Whoa, all the lings decided to burrow there. Forcing a comsat out of MMA. He's
That's
gonna be able to pick off
actually
those
so
zerglings.
smart, it's ridiculous. He's trying to get rid of the comsats so that he doesn't have comsats when he moves out to actually scan for that baneling bomb.
That is so intelligent.
Yeah, I tip my hat. My proverbial hat is tipped to Sheth right now. That's actually really impressive. Oh, and he scans right on top of those banelings. Sees it. Now he knows what Sheth is up to. He's probably going to continue to scan as he pushes out, and that's really too bad for Sheth because I thought he made a great play right there.
Yeah, that was certainly a very, very good play as well. MMA going to go ahead and move into the middle of the map now. The baneling nuclear bomb, as you said before, has been revealed, and they are out of the way now. So MMA just dropping comsat all over the place, picks off a couple more burrowed banelings. There are burrowed banelings right here. MMA, does he see it? He does see it on the outer edge of his comsat. He's continuing to push forward with comsats, and he just killed off so many banelings.
Yeah, Sheth is in a lot of trouble here. He's morphing emergency banelings back there at the third, but tanks are in position right now. And MMA's battle micro is so phenomenal. His micro is amazing.
Yeah.
He's on fire right now.
I know, man.
I don't know if Sheth can hold on here. He hardly has anything left. There it is.
There it is. So Sheth eliminated from the tournament here at IPL Atlantic City. A bit of a heartbreaker for all the Sheth fans, but certainly a lot of MMA fans in the crowd. Make some noise for MMA. And there is his MMA haircut.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
That was actually very surprising. I thought Sheth might have had that for a second. Very back and forth game there, but something happened. Sheth was making a transition there. At the end, we saw he had 2.2K, an additional 700 gas. So he was trying to make this transition into infestors. He didn't have a macro hatch. He didn't have enough larva to rebuild all those units that he lost. And he was spending so much time trying to set up that baneling bomb, burrowing those lings. I mean, he just really wasn't focusing on his macro. And MMA was macroing perfectly, microing perfectly. And he also found out about that baneling bomb and disposed of it.
Yeah, I feel like, he was in a great position to be aggressive against MMA at that 4th expansion, but he focused so much of his efforts on baiting into that baneling bomb, burrowing zerglings inside the mineral line, which all ended up dying, having the burrowed banelings on the outside of the map. If you're already in a great position, I don't really see the need to setting up that huge baneling bomb. Rather, you can be aggressive on so many fronts because you already have control of the map.
Yeah, and another thing we saw that was kind of strange from Sheth there is that he never really built on that Mutalisk flock, and he had so much success with his mutas in the game 1, and I don't know why he didn't keep that up.
His Spire finished, and he only made 2. I think that was in response to seeing absolutely zero tanks from MMA.
He made more after that. He got up to like 6 at one point. But, in the previous game, we saw him go up to 20 or 30.
Yeah.
And he was doing such great harassment. I don't know why he gave that up because it was working out so well for him.
It's a little unfortunate for Sheth, but he did play a very good game. I believe both players are getting out of the booths. MMA, of course, being on stage. Sheth playing from the qualifier area. Yes. Yes.
Also, guys, everyone out there, please do subscribe to some of our social media. If you want to follow IGN Pro League, it's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, justintv.com/IGN Pro League. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, we use Twitter a lot. It'll let you know when we're casting together, when we're going live, updates from events. I'm at PainUser, and he's at HD StarCraft.
Wow, thanks, man.
Once again, we want to thank the Team Liquid community and the Reddit community. The Narwhal Bacon's at 12.
There it is, teamliquid.net/IPL, reddit.com/r/StarCraft.
Yeah, 2 communities that help foster esports and support live events. And anybody who supports one of my favorite hobbies, I'm a supporter of them. So those 2 communities, we have mad love for them. And Reddit also